Now then, everyone, we're going to have a guest teacher for the remainder of the class. They've taken time out of their busy schedule to come speak to us, so don't be rude, okay? Okay. Oh no. I'm gonna fuck this up. Alright, come on out. Hey kids, how's it going? Miss, who are you? I was just about to introduce myself. Give me a sec. Alright, well, hello. I'm Estelle Bright. I'm still pretty new to the job, but I'm what we call a bracer. What? You're a bracer? No way, that's so cool. How old are you, miss? Now, we'll have time for questions after. First, let's have our guests review what we've already gone over. If you wouldn't mind, Miss Estelle. Oh, here we go. Okay, is everyone ready? Let's go over today's class real quick. Oh, okay, all right. Class begin. About all bracer activities. Choose the correct answer and guide this special class to success. I liked how the music changed. First, let's talk about my job as a bracer. So a bracer is a specialist at investigation and combat. And our main duty as bracers is... oh no. Security of nations' borders and maintaining public order. Protection of the peace and citizenry of local regions. Discovery and sealing of ruined relics. I think it's this one. This is more like the military. Protection of the peace and citizenry of local regions. The protection of the peace and citizenry of local regions. We don't just slay monsters and prevent crimes either. Bracers protect goods in transit and even look for lost items. We help in a variety of ways. All right. That was perfect. Oh, she's talking to herself. Bracers are broadly divided into two groups, senior bracers and junior bracers. Of those, junior bracers are what you might call trainees, and by successfully completing missions and training hard, they eventually earn a promotion to become full bracers. But even once you become a full bracer, you're further divided up into different classes. We call these ranks, and each rank is assigned in accordance to your experience and success. Five ranks from basic to high. 9 ranks from class 9 to class 1. I think it's class 9 to class 1, right? No, I'm joking. Yeah, music in this game is a real treat. Dude, the music in this game is on another level. It's 7 ranks from G to A. I know. First chapter music wasn't as good though, Lord Mage. I will say that. Like, it was good, but the second chapter music is much better. They like leveled up. There are 7 ranks from G to A. These are the only formal ranks, and when a bracer is close to being promoted, a plus is added to said rank. Furthermore, there's also an S rank. No! Estelle, you're not supposed to talk about S rank! But it's kind of an unofficial honorary rank given to persons who have performed exceptional deeds. So publicly, A rank bracers are the highest bracers in the guild. Yes, I am killing this. I thought S rank wasn't supposed to be known, but okay. Alright, let's talk about the organization that manages bracers, the Bracer Guild. I think you learned this in class, but the guild operates not just in the liberal kingdom, but all over. This global organization was established about the same time as the Orbital Revolution, which was... I think it was 10 years ago. I prefer third music, honestly. I'm not on third yet, though. I like that she's praising herself. 50. Don't give me the answer. I don't think it's 50, but don't give me the answer. I think it was 10 years ago, because 10 years ago was when the war was, and the only thing that allowed them to win was their orbital technology. So I think the orbital revolution was 10 years ago. I think. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm about to be wrong. Roughly 10 years ago. Oh no! No! Oh, I screwed up. Wait, 10 years ago was the 100 Days War, wasn't it? Curse my soft brain. Ah, whatever. So next, let's talk about the guild's relationship with foreign countries. At the moment, the guild has branches across the entire continent, but the reason the guild has been able to expand to this level is because it's a non-governmental organization with no ties to a specific nation. Oh, her face looks different now. But even within its practical activities, the guild has a lot to think about. For example, they have to keep promises to prevent them from ending up opposed to nations. The most famous promise related to that is... What's the most important agreement the guild has to keep with the nations it works in? Non-combat agreement with national armies? Immunity for nobility and royalty? That's not true. Non-interference with state powers, I think, is what it is. The agreement of non-interference with state powers. In other words, no sticking our noses in state affairs or systems. Problems with the national borders are ultimately something for that country's people to think about. Commenting on or interfering with this kind of thing is against international rules. Yes, nailed it. Okay, I might have lost a little bit of BP, but I think overall I'm doing okay. The guild uses lots of methods like this to separate its duties from a nation's. Of course, not everything is always solved so simply according to the code, so sometimes in emergencies, you can end up in situations that are contradictory to the code. But in times like that, bracers are asked to put our basic principles above all else. In other words, we bracers in all situations should prioritize the decisions of the government, prioritize the safety of civilians, prioritize cooperation with the army, safety of civilians. Prioritize the safety of civilians. If you think about this first and foremost, then you'll naturally be guided to the correct action. Well, sometimes when you try taking action, you'll end up with a whole bunch of other problems, but overcoming stuff like that is a part of the job too. Yeah, that's a good summary. And that pretty much sums it up. How was it? Did everyone understand? That ends the first half of the class. Very impressive, Estelle. You're performing wonderfully as a teacher. Such fearlessness, such verve. Alright, it's time you've all been waiting for. Oh no. You got anything you want to ask our guest, go ahead and raise your hand. I'm gonna screw up this part. Please, Miss Estelle, carry on. Sure thing, leave it to me. I'm gonna screw this part up. This is the ultimate capture to verify yourself as a bracer. Oh no. Who's ready to get their questions answered? I'm about to be kicked out of the bracer. I'm about to go back to junior bracer. Q&A time, any question goes. Select the correct answer and overcome any risky or questionable questions. Oh, pick me. So I think there's gonna be 4 questions, one for each kid. Wow, you've sure got a lot of energy. What's your question? When can you become a bracer? What age can you become a bracer? Well, to become a bracer, you first need to become a junior bracer. You can become one if you pass the test, but to take the test... Oh no, I don't even know. I think it's 16. Because they were 16, but I don't know if there's an age restriction in place. Are there any bracers that I know that are super, super young? I know it's not 18. That's automatically no. All the bracers I know are older. There's not one bracer that I know of that is young. And Joshua and Estelle were both 16. I think it's 16. You're required to be 16 or older. Of course, even if you pass the exam, you don't instantly become one. For a while, you'll receive training under the guidance of an older bracer. Once you've gained enough experience there, you finally become a junior bracer. Perfect answer. Whew! I did it! Okay, so you gotta be 16. Okay, got it. Thanks, miss. I don't know if they actually explained that. Phil and Joshua joined when they were young, aren't they? Well, 16 is young. Yeah, 16 is young, but I kind of like... I mean, you can become a volunteer firefighter at 16 in a lot of municipalities. So, like, it kind of makes sense. Or you can, like, join, like, different firefighter schools and stuff at 16. I mean, I guess, like, you can't... I mean, can you join, like, a... Is there any, like... Bracers are more like cops in a lot of ways, but, like, I guess it kind of makes sense that you can do it at 16. It doesn't... It's not, like, too far of a stretch. What is too far of a stretch is Joshua being 9 years old and being an assassin and killing a bunch of people for 2 years until he's 11. That's a stretch. Excuse me, teacher, may I ask a question? Fire away. You gotta beat up monsters no matter what. Some of them are really cute. That's a good question. How to respond to monsters is tough. But in general, judge based on appearance. Oh, that's kind of racist. Or that's kind of speciesist. Yeah, speciesist. That's not a stretch. That's anime plot power. True. That is anime plot power. Defeat them, obviously. Prioritize client's intent. I always prioritize client's intent. You prioritize the client's intent. There's no absolute right answer when dealing with monsters. It really depends on the situation. If the client doesn't demand their extermination, we may sometimes let them go. It was kind of a tricky question, but it looks like I was able to answer perfectly. Phew. Oh, okay. May I ask a question too? Sure, go for it. I'm owning these questions. There was a case a while back where the Sky Bandits attacked an airliner. Oh, I was part of that case. Was it the Royal Army who arrested the Sky Bandits then, or was it Bracers? You mean the disappearance of the Lindy? The ones who finally arrested the Sky Bandits were... the Royal Army forces, the Royal Guard troops. I don't remember Schwarz being there. We didn't meet Schwarz until later. We didn't meet Schwarz until we actually came to Rouen, right? Yeah, our first time meeting Schwarz was when we came to Rouen, and that's the Royal Guard. So the Royal Army... Yeah, and, who is it called? That one military dude. I don't remember his name right now. I don't know if the Royal Army and the Royal... I thought it was just called the Army, but maybe they're called the Royal Army. Who arrested the Copthul gang? Bracers did not arrest the Copthul gang. It was the Army that arrested them. The Royal Army forces. In the final entry mission, the Bracers and Royal Army worked together using a pincer move to corner them. When the Sky Bandits tried to flee, the Royal Army caught and arrested them. In other words, the Bracers and the Royal Army cooperated to flush them out. Alright, no problems here. Okay, so the Royal Army and the Bracers work together. That's so cool. Can I ask something? Sure, go ahead. I'm actually studying for entrance exams and just forgot this, but which of the 3 principles in the code is the protective duties to civilians? Oh gosh. Wait, what are you doing this to me, Antonio? You haven't seen Hunter x Hunter? I've watched a little bit of Hunter x Hunter. That's actually one of my sister's favorite animes. Literally an 8-year-old assassin. Anime media after all. They don't need to make sense if they are entertaining. I think its army guard job is to guard places, right? I guess that's also a way to interpret it. How the heck am I supposed to remember something like that? Wait a second. The protective duty of civilians principle. Or, that is... What? What? What is this? Nah, bro, what the hell? Dude, right? Oh, hey, McCore, welcome. Yo, time to Google game it. Yo, I could never know this answer. There's no way I could know this answer. Okay, wait, okay. I'm not looking. I'm just clicking down and then I'm gonna guess. Just gonna guess on a random one. Okay, whatever it lands is what I'm going with. Guild Principle 3, I think. Was it? Oh no! I thought the third principle was non-interference with nations. Oh no! Oh really? I'm sorry, I already knew the answer. The protective duties of civilians is the second principle. Well, I'm sure glad you know. Oh, this is so embarrassing. What was that question? So no more questions. Okay, I've got a question then. Go ahead then. So it doesn't have much to do with the class, but when the mayor was arrested, the Queen's airship came, right? How big was the airship? Why are you asking this? I knew there'd be one. There's always one with some weirdo question that has nothing to do with anything. By the Queen's airship, do you mean the aerosol? Yeah, that. Looked real big, but I wonder how big it really was. The aerosol size. I think I've read about that in a book before. Did we read about that in a book? I'm just gonna go with the biggest answer. I don't even know what an ARG is. I don't even know what an ARG is, but I know it's a big ship, so let's just go with the biggest answer. I think it had an overall length of 42 ARG, if I remember right. That might not be exactly precise, but it should be close. Wow, that's huge. Thanks, Miss Estelle. Any more questions, children? If not, then I believe that's all for our... So I screwed up on one question in the beginning and one question on the second half. Not that I believe that's all for our guest speaker today. Everyone say thank you to Miss Estelle. Bye, kids. Gosh, I tried.